Take a moment and think about your morning. What is the very first thing you do when you wake up? Do you grab your phone? Stretch your body? Or maybe reach for a cup of coffee? For millions of people, coffee is not just a drink. It is comfort. It is energy. It is a small moment of peace before the world gets loud. Every single day, more than 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed around the world. That means, right now, at this exact moment, someone somewhere is holding a warm cup in their hands. But here is the shocking truth. Coffee was never supposed to exist. No scientist invented it. No king ordered it. No company designed it. It was discovered by accident, by a poor shepherd and a group of dancing goats. Yes, goats. And that tiny accident would change human history forever. This is not just a story about coffee. This is a story about curiosity, mistakes, and how small moments create big revolutions. So sit back, relax, and if you have a cup nearby, take a sip. This is the accidental majesty of coffee. Before coffee existed, life was slower. People worked when the sun was up and slept when the sun went down. There was no way to stay awake easily. No energy drinks. No caffeine pills. No late-night productivity. The common drinks were simple: water, milk, wine, and beer. But water was often dirty. Milk spoiled quickly. And wine and beer made people tired and slow. In many places, people even drank alcohol for breakfast. There was no drink that could keep the mind sharp. And in hot lands, like Arabia and North Africa, life was hard. Traders traveled for days, students studied deep into the night, and monks prayed for hours in silence, especially the Sufi monks. They believed the best time to connect with God was during the dark, quiet hours. But they had one problem. They kept falling asleep. They needed something that could keep the body calm but the mind awake. And they had no idea that the answer was already growing in the forest. Our story begins more than 1,000 years ago in the green highlands of Ethiopia. There lived a young shepherd named Kaldi. Was poor, simple, and kind. Every day, he took his goats into the hills to eat. One afternoon, something strange happened. His goats started jumping, running, spinning in circles. They looked crazy, but happy. Kaldi followed them and saw the reason. They were eating small red berries from a bush. Out of curiosity, Kaldi tasted one, and suddenly, he felt awake, excited, full of energy. He had never felt like this before, so he took the berries to a nearby monastery. The monk, there, panicked. He said, "These are the devil's fruits," and threw them into the fire. But as the berries burned, a beautiful smell filled the room. Warm, sweet, rich. The monks took the roasted seeds, crushed them, mixed them with hot water, and drank the first cup of coffee in history. That night, they stayed awake for hours, praying, thinking, alive. Coffee was born, not from intelligence, but from accident. The news spread slowly, from Ethiopia to Yemen. In Yemen, the Sufi monks perfected it. They roasted beans over fire, listened to the cracking sound, smelled the air for the perfect moment. Sometimes it was bitter, sometimes too weak, but they kept experimenting. They called it koa, the drink of strength. For the first time in history, humans had a drink that sharpened the mind instead of slowing it down. Coffee became spiritual, then social, then essential. It turned quiet nights into powerful moments. In the 1500s, coffee reached Mecca. Small shops opened. People gathered, talked, debated, dreamed. These became the world's first coffee houses, and something magical happened. Strangers became friends. Ideas became movements. Conversations became revolutions. Coffee houses spread to Europe. In London, they were called penny universities. For 1 penny, you could buy coffee and knowledge. Newspapers were born there. Stock markets were formed there. Philosophy, science, and politics grew there. The world finally woke up, but power always creates fear. Leaders tried to ban coffee. They said it made people rebellious. Too smart, too curious. Even kings and popes tried to stop it. But they failed. Because once people tasted coffee, they never wanted to go back to sleep. Coffee became a symbol of freedom. Coffee traveled across oceans, from Yemen to Java, from France to the Caribbean, from Brazil to Vietnam. Plantations grew, industries formed. Sadly, many farmers suffered, but the drink itself united the world. From office workers to artists, from students to soldiers, coffee became modern life today. Coffee connects. A farmer in Brazil to a designer in New York, a student in India to a writer in Paris. One small cup, one shared ritual. Coffee is not just energy, it is a pause, a breath, a moment of meaning. So next time you hold a cup of coffee, remember the goats, the shepherd, the monks, the rebels, the dreamers. Remember that this simple drink was born from curiosity, mistakes, and courage. Because coffee is not just a drink, it is proof that even the smallest accident can change the entire world. And maybe, just like coffee, your life is one small discovery away from becoming something extraordinary.